10-Minute Murder contains depictions of actual crimes. What you are about to hear is real and violent in nature. Discretion is advised. This is 10-Minute Murder.
Welcome to the brief and bingeable true crime podcast, 10-Minute Murder. I'm Joe, and thank you for being here. It's another spooky season edition, and today the subject is Tommy Lynn Sells, who claimed to have killed 70 people, among various other crimes, stretching from one end of the country to the other, which is why he's called the coast-to-coast killer. Now, before we crawl into the mind of a psychopath, make sure you're subscribed to 10-Minute Murder. When you're subscribed, you get the episodes immediately when they're released. They'll automatically come to you. Also, if you enjoy the podcast and have friends that are into true crime, let them know about 10-Minute Murder too. That's a big help for me, and I really appreciate it. Now, Tommy Lynn Sells, the coast-to-coast killer.
When you look at me, you know what hate is, because I don't know what love is. Two words I don't like to use is love and sorry, because I'm about hate.
I mentioned it before, so maybe you remember the McDonald triad. It's a study that suggests that if any combination of two or more factors are present, it's predictive that the person has the predisposition for later violent tendencies, often serial violent tendencies. Those three factors are cruelty to animals, arson, and bedwetting past a certain age. There are people that claim this theory is bunk, and they think what makes a serial killer is more to do with parental neglect, brutality, and abuse. Regardless, Tommy Lynn Sells checks all of those boxes. For him, he described it like a drug, the feeling of taking someone's life. He felt a compulsion to do it over and over and over. He claims to have killed 70. He was convicted of only one, but authorities believe his kill number is closer to 32.
I don't have no feelings. No more. No emotion, no. And I like to watch the eyes fade, the pupil fade. It's just like setting their soul free.
Born in 1964, Tommy claims his childhood was riddled with sexual abuse by his neighbor after being abandoned by his mother. At age 14, he ran away. 2 years later, while attempting to break into a house, he saw a man performing oral sex on a boy. He decided right then that the man must die, and he was going to be the one to do it.
That first one, I can still see it in slow motion. And each one after that became more...
Speeded up?
More routine. I can't find the dragon I'm chasing no more.
Yeah.
I can't find that rush, that same release of anger I felt that first time.
Later, he wouldn't be so specific in who he killed and why. Man, woman, or child, he killed them all. Because, as he put it, blood is blood.
It's the sensation of the blood. It's the sensation tying that scarf around your neck and just watching your eyes. It's the sensation seeing that skin pull apart. It's sensation sticking that knife in and just pulling and knowing it's sharp enough to just go all the way up.
What was the fuel that powered Tommy Lynn Sells to commit the vile acts that he says he was addicted to?
I think every time I killed that guy that molested me all them years. I seen that in my mind over and over.
The coast-to-coast killer killed over a 20-year period in more than 15 states. He would be in and out of prison on convictions of public drunkenness, DUI, larceny, car theft, cocaine possession, and robbery, but not murder. In one of his more senseless acts, Tommy Lynn Sells was released from prison and traveled to Lawrenceville, Illinois. While at a gas station there on October 13, 1997, Julie Ray Harper cut in front of him in line. It made Tommy angry. He followed her home. When she and her son, 10-year-old Joel Kirkpatrick, were asleep, he snuck inside. He used a knife to repeatedly stab Joel to death. When Julie woke up, he pushed her out of the way and took off. No fingerprints or other evidence of Tommy Lynn Sells being there existed. So Julie Ray Harper was arrested, tried, and convicted of the murder of her son. She stayed in prison until 2006, when Sells confessed, and she was given a new trial, where she was found to be innocent. The final murder committed by the coast-to-coast killer, before he was caught, was December 31st, 1999. After befriending the Harris family, he snuck in their house and cut the throat of 13-year-old Katie Harris in her bedroom. He was leaving the room when he noticed that someone else was in there, Katie's friend, 10-year-old Crystal Searles. She was on the top bunk of the bed. He went back in and cut her throat too. But Crystal not only survived, but she was able to give police an accurate description of who attacked them. He was arrested, tried, and convicted. Tommy Lynn Sells was placed on death row in Texas. On April 3, 2014, a lethal dose of pentobarbital was administered. He took a few deep breaths, closed his eyes, and began to snore. Less than a minute later, he stopped moving. At 6:27 p.m. that day, with Crystal Searles and the Harris family watching, he was pronounced dead.
I suffer more here than I'll ever suffer in that grave. I have to live with it every day now. When they kill me, at least I'll be free then.
Fearless and addicted to the rush of killing, Tommy Lynn Sells was the most dangerous type of killer. There's no rhyme or reason behind his murders. Nothing to keep you safe and out of his crosshairs. And the scary part is, statistically, there are more Tommy Lynn Sells out there, hiding in plain sight, killing indiscriminately.
I don't have an on and off switch. I'm just after that drug. I'm after that feeling.
That's today's 10-Minute Murder, the brief and bingeable true crime podcast. Thanks for listening today. And by the way, a reminder, if you aren't subscribed to the podcast, how dare you, first of all. But you can make it up to me by subscribing now. It takes literally 1 second, and it ensures you don't miss any future episodes. 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts are always welcome. You're my favorite people. Again, thank you for listening and supporting 10-Minute Murder. Have a good night.